If you can eliminate these 5 mistakes, you're actually going to be a much better football player. Now, actually, this is part 2 of me talking about common mistakes that young players make. So after watching this video, you might want to go and watch part 1, if you haven't already, by clicking the I on your screen right up there or finding the link in the description. But right now, all of that can wait, because we should get going. And the first mistake is actually being afraid of making mistakes. And look, I get it. Football is a serious game and there's a lot of pressure from teammates and maybe the coach, potentially a crowd watching, but most importantly from yourself. You want to perform. I totally understand that. But actually, being afraid of making mistakes is an even bigger mistake than any other mistake you can make, because mistakes are what you learn from, right? So if you never take a risk, if you always play it 100% safe, you don't really learn much and you don't really improve. One of my favorite quotes is that a winner is just another loser that tried one more time. So find the courage to take risks. Now, obviously, you shouldn't take unnecessary risks, that's just stupid, but you gotta accept the mistakes or the risk of making a mistake and then learn from them. Just try to not make the same mistake again, and already there, is where you'll have improved. Don't be afraid. It's just football. And the second mistake is not looking up. Actually, one of the things that really set amateur and pro players apart from obviously having really great technique and game understanding and all that, is how much they look up and around. Because pro players just have scanners for heads. They just go like that all the time. And it also means that they really know what's going on around them. Now, I talk in part 1 about having a plan, and that's great. But when you get the ball, you still gotta look up in order to verify that your plan still holds, that it's still realistic. You might have a plan to pass to your teammate over there, but if he or she is already marked, then, it's not really a good plan anymore, is it? And the same thing applies to, like knowing where to pass the ball. You shouldn't do blind passes or blind crosses or take blind shots at goal. You might think you're a winger, and your only job is to beat the defender, get down to the line and whip in a cross. And yeah, that's one of your jobs. But if you do that, but don't look up when making the cross and there's no attacker in the box, the only thing it leads to, even though it's a good cross, is that your team loses the ball. Maybe you're through on goal and you just shoot without looking up. You don't know where the keeper is, but instead if you look up, you see the keeper's over there, you whoop, slot it home in the other side. It makes it quite a lot easier. So yeah, looking up, it's a little bit difficult, it takes time to learn, but it makes so many things so much easier because you know what to do. Okay? Okay. But maybe you're also making this mistake. Basically not opening your mouth and communicating with your teammates. And it's something I tell the young players in my team all the time, is to just open your mouth and tell us what we can't see. And look, it's a mistake that a lot of young players make. And I did it a lot as a younger player myself too. But if you're not communicating, basically speaking forward to your teammates, telling them to cover left or right or push up or fall back, or if you're passing them the ball, if they have a player closing them down on their back, you're not helping the team. However, if you just open your mouth and tell people what you see in front of you, I know it sounds simple, but trust me, it will make a world of difference. And it doesn't have to be like super advanced, high physics, tactical instructions. Just tell people what you see, and you're gonna be a much better player. Trust me. But how about this? Ever tried that? Standing on your flat feet or your heels like this? Yeah? I know I have. And the reason it's bad is that when you're standing like this, you're not ready. If you're standing on toes, you're ready. So that if there's a pass coming in, you're standing on your heels, you'll need a bit more time to get on your toes and get ready and react. And I know that being on your toes all the time, it's easier said than done, but start thinking about it. When you're in training, when you're just running around, maybe just even walking around, just walk on your toes like this. Because it means that if you have to quickly react, change direction, you're already on your toes, and it's a little bit easier. You just need to get used to it. Not like this. Ugh. final mistake is rushing towards the attacker when you're defending. And again, look, I get it. When you're playing at youth level, not every player will be confident enough on the ball yet, meaning that if you rush towards them at speed, it'll stress them out, so the ball is easier to take away from them. But the thing is that quickly, as you get older, beating an unrushing defender is one of the easiest things in the world. Because the thing is that if I'm the defender and the ball carrier is coming towards me and I'm just running quickly that direction, it only takes the smallest change of direction from the attacker for me to be gone. I'm just gone. Because the thing is that if I have to follow, not only do I have to brake and turn my body, but I will also have to accelerate. At which point the attacker's they're gone. Absolutely gone. What I should do instead is that I come running towards them, and then as I'm 3-4 meters, depends on the situation, away from them, I slow down, I bend down in my knees, go a little closer to the ground, lower center of gravity, and then I basically start to contain, meaning that I'm gonna angle my body to show them towards the side where they're the least threatening, and then I'm just gonna shadow, follow there, little steps on your toes, and basically wait for them to make the first move until you commit to the tackle. It's a lot more annoying for the attacker to play against, and you don't really know what you're gonna do, but beating an unrushing defender is as easy as insert something easy. It's really easy. So that makes it 5 mistakes that I think if you can avoid them, it will make you a much better player. So think about it and try it out, try to eliminate it next time you're on the pitch. But the big question is, what should we take a look at next? Let me know right down below. Remember then, of course, to go and buy your new Adidas boots in the link to Unisport right over there. And then if you haven't seen it already, consider watching part 1 with 5 more mistakes to avoid by clicking the video right down there. And of course, also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet with the notifications on, go and do that. That's a mistake too. But with those words, I'll be signing off. Cheerio.